You believe you understand the limits of your marriage, don't you? All those unspoken agreements, the unseen borders you've quietly constructed together over the years. You think you know precisely where the edge lies. For me, that edge was a single word, one careless word spoken over garlic mashed potatoes and a glass of pagrigia. In that instant, 13 years of shared life began to come apart. This isn't a story about jealousy, about the hidden fracture you never saw, and the flood that rushed in afterward. The night started like so many others. Was our anniversary, 12 years. Not a huge milestone, but significant enough to acknowledge. Mark had booked a table at a new Italian place, the kind with low lighting and immaculate white linens. He wore the blue shirt I adored, the one that made his eyes stand out, and he'd even gotten a fresh haircut. There was an easy calm between us, the familiar comfort that comes from knowing someone completely. We talked about work, Lily's school play, the dripping faucet I kept avoiding. Was normal. It was secure. I felt thankful for it, for him, for us. Then the waiter came by, young, assured, with an easy smile and the kind of charm you expect only in classic films. After reciting the specials, he asked, "Do you have any questions?" And I said it. The words slipped out before I could catch them. "No, I think we're ready. Thank you, handsome." It lingered in the air, brief, innocent, or so I believed. The waiter nodded, slightly flustered but courteous, and walked away. I turned toward Mark, expecting a joke or a smirk, but he didn't react. His expression had turned distant, closed off like a window slammed shut. "Mark," I said as my smile faltered. "What's wrong?" He didn't meet my eyes. He simply straightened his fork, aligning it carefully beside his plate. "Nothing," he replied, his voice calm, almost too controlled. "Nothing." The rest of the dinner unfolded in icy silence. I tried to lighten things with a joke, but his replies were short, detached, final. The food tasted like dust. The tension was so dense it felt as though it could be cut with the unused steak knife between us. The drive home was quiet in a way that felt almost brutal. No music, no words, just the steady hum of the engine beneath us. Upstairs, the sound of a closet door opening and the zip of a suitcase made my stomach sink. I found him in the bedroom, methodically folding shirts into a small case. "What are you doing?" I asked, my voice shaking. "I'm leaving, Sarah," he said plainly. I blinked, convinced it had to be a cruel joke. Because of that? Because I called the waiter handsome. He looked at me then, steady and unflinching. I laughed weakly, disbelief tightening my chest. "Mark, that's ridiculous. It was just a compliment." The pain in his eyes stole my breath. "It wasn't nothing," he said softly. "It was the last straw, the proof I needed." He sat on the edge of the bed, the open suitcase between us like a wound. "For years I felt invisible. Tonight I dressed for you. I wore this shirt, got this haircut for you, and you didn't notice. But a stranger smiles at you, and you call him handsome." He gave a short, bitter laugh. "It's not about him. It's about every time I felt unseen. Every time I tried and it didn't register. It's you complimenting a coworker's watch while ignoring my 20-pound weight loss. It's you laughing at everyone else's jokes but mine. That word. Tonight, it confirmed everything I felt for years. It was the evidence. My thoughts spun. All the small moments I'd dismissed, all the things I thought were trivial, had been piling up inside him, forming a mountain of quiet resentment I never noticed. Tears burned down my face. "Mark, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Please, we can fix this. Don't leave." He shook his head, tired and resolute. "That's the problem, Sarah. You shouldn't need reminders to see me. You should just see me." He zipped the suitcase shut and walked out. Heard the front door close behind him. That was the end. The weeks that followed blurred together. Calls, messages, pleading. His replies were short and remote. Meetings with lawyers, papers signed with unsteady hands, family members stunned. "Over a word?" my mother asked. But it wasn't the word. It was the chasm beneath us, one I never even knew was there. It's been a year now. The divorce is final. Some days, guilt still weighs heavily on my chest. Replay that night again and again. The waiter's smile, Mark shutting down, the suitcase, the literal and symbolic line drawn between us. I've started to notice other moments too. The times I was distracted, comfortable, too busy to truly see him. I believed our marriage was solid, not realizing I was eroding it grain by grain. He wasn't jealous. He was starving for attention, for recognition, for love that didn't have to be asked for, and I didn't see it. If you're in a long-term relationship, really look at your partner tonight. Pay attention to the small things. A marriage doesn't always end with yelling, infidelity, or betrayal. Sometimes it ends quietly, with a single word that confirms the silence your partner has been carrying for years. Don't let your handsome be the